Everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's Lunch and Learn. I'm Keith Armour. I'm the Education Homework Support Manager. I'm actually down here at the main library in the Adult Learning Center. I'm in one of our side rooms. We do a lot of exam proctoring and we do a lot of other things in the Adult Learning Center. And so I've decided to come over to the side room to do Lunch and Learn today. Today is going to be a little bit different, even just because the background's different. We are going to talk about busting myths. And I am not an expert on the COVID-19 vaccine. However, we have some wonderful UC pharmacy graduate students that have put together a video to really go over the myths that are out there about the COVID-19 vaccine. And so we're going to have them share that video with you. We're going to roll that video during today's Lunch and Learn, and then I'll tell you a little bit more at the end about some events that are happening. All right, so let's go ahead and roll the tape.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our third and final day in the COVID-19 vaccine series. Hopefully you had a chance to check out our other two videos, COVID-19 101 and our video regarding the development process of the COVID-19 vaccines. But today we will be talking about debunking any of the COVID-19 vaccine myths. I am Samantha Savard, and I am a doctoral candidate for the University of Cincinnati College of Pharmacy. And then I'll go ahead and allow my colleague to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Kiana Mullins. I am also a classmate and doctoral candidate at the University of Cincinnati College of Pharmacy.
Okay, awesome. And from there, we will go ahead and begin with our first myth. So the first one we have today is that I will get COVID-19 from the vaccines. So the fact is that none of the COVID-19 vaccines contain a live COVID-19 virus. So it's essentially impossible to get COVID-19 from the vaccines because there isn't any live components in play at all. So these vaccines cannot and will not give you COVID-19. The two authorized mRNA vaccines, the Pfizer and Moderna, instruct your cells to reproduce a protein that is a part of the coronavirus. This protein is called the spike protein. It's not a live protein. And to clarify, it is found on the surface of the COVID-19 virus. The spike protein helps your body recognize and fight off the COVID virus if it comes along. And then we have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is a viral vector vaccine. And that is where a vector enters a cell in our body and then uses that cell's machinery to produce the spike protein as well. So all of the vaccines in play are essentially producing this spike protein, where the spike protein helps your body recognize and fight off the coronavirus. So if you kind of take a step back and think about it, the vaccines instruct your cells to reproduce this protein. And once that protein is produced, your body is like, well, what is this? This foreign substance is now in our body. Your body kind of recognizes that it's not supposed to be there. And then your body now knows what the COVID-19 virus is and can effectively then fight off. This kind of brings us into our next myth, which is the COVID-19 vaccines change your DNA. The fact is that the vaccines are designed to help your body's own immune system fight the virus. The vaccines are designed, the mRNA from the two of the first types of COVID-19 vaccines, the Pfizer and Moderna, does enter your cells, but it doesn't enter the nucleus of your cells, which is where the DNA is. The mRNA does its job to cause the cell to make the spike protein, like we discussed previously, and then stimulates the immune system, which after that process happens, it breaks down very quickly without affecting your DNA at all. Our next myth is that if I've already had COVID, I don't need to get the vaccine. The fact is that reinfection with COVID-19 is possible. People who have gotten sick with COVID-19 may still benefit from getting vaccinated. Due to the severe health risks associated with COVID-19 and the fact that reinfection with COVID is possible, people are advised to get the vaccine even if they have been sick before. As of May 2021, so last month, there isn't enough information currently available to say if or how long people are protected from getting COVID after they have had it, which is known as our natural immunity. There is evidence, though, that suggests that natural immunity from COVID may not last very long. And there are also studies that show that people who have been infected can benefit significantly from getting vaccinated because it gives them a much stronger and longer lasting immunity boost. Our next myth that I wanted to discuss is that the development of the vaccine was rushed, so the effectiveness and safety cannot be trusted. This is not true. The Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are greater than 90% effective. There are many, many reasons as to why the vaccine could be developed so quickly. Some of these reasons include that the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines were created with a method that has been in development for years. So the mRNA vaccines, they have been researched and in development for many, many years previous to this pandemic. So none of the technology is new, which is why we were able to develop the vaccine so quickly. And to kind of support that point as well, the vaccine projects had plenty of resources. So before the pandemic, only some of the resources were going towards that mRNA technology. When that pandemic kind of broke out, all of our resources were going to in developing that vaccine, which is why we were able to develop it so rapidly. Some more reasons as to why they were developed so quickly is because the COVID-19 was so widespread. It didn't take long to see if the vaccine worked for the study volunteers who were vaccinated, and social media played a huge part in finding and engaging volunteers to kind of participate in these studies, and being willing to help with the COVID-19 vaccine research. Another reason as to why they were developed so quickly is that the vaccine developers, they didn't skip any testing steps. They more so conducted some of the steps on an overlapping schedule to gather data faster. Alrighty, the next myth is the side effects of the COVID-19 vaccines are dangerous. The fact is, while the vaccines do have side effects, they are short-term side effects and they are not serious or dangerous. Vaccines are tested for their safety in ways we could never ever do with a natural viral infection. The side effects that people experience are the very things that people experience to a greater degree when infected. So with infection, you don't really know how bad the side effects will be. You may have mild symptoms, you may become severely ill, you may become hospitalized, or you may even die. By not getting vaccinated, you're essentially just rolling that dice and hoping for the least bad outcome. The most common side effects associated with the vaccine that we are able to test is pain around the area where the vaccine was injected, body aches, headaches, or fever, all potentially lasting a day or two. These are signs that the vaccine is working to stimulate your immune system.
All right, so the first myth that I will be talking about is that the COVID-19 vaccine has a microchip in it. This is a common myth that has been circulating around social media. In fact, there is no microchip in the vaccine, and the vaccine cannot be used to track people or gather any personal information. Their needle used to give the COVID-19 vaccine is actually smaller than the smallest microchip. So even if the microchip was in the vaccine, it would be impossible to administer. Some people have used the argument that pets can be microchipped. However, the microchip that is used for pets is larger than a grain of rice and can only be used in close proximity to the animal. It can also clearly be seen in X-rays. This technology, or even more recent technologies, would be impossible to add to the COVID-19 vaccine without notice. The next couple of slides are going to be referring to myths about the ingredients in the COVID-19 vaccine. The first one is that COVID-19 vaccinations were developed using fetal tissue. The Moderna and Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines do not contain fetal cells, and fetal cells were not used in the development of these vaccines. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine did use a historic fetal cell line to produce their vaccine. This cell line is from the 70s and has been grown in the lab for 50 years. No new fetus has been aborted or used in the development or the production of vaccinations. This process has been used in other medical technologies and is not new. It is important to note that COVID-19 vaccines do not contain fetal cells, even if a fetal cell line was used during any part of the development. By the end of the development, the fetal cells are no longer present in the vaccine. So by the time the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is administered, it no longer contains fetal tissue. This issue has been addressed by many religious organizations, and most religious organizations, including the Vatican, have stated that receiving the vaccine is morally acceptable, even if they contain fetal tissue. And again, the Moderna and Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines did not use fetal cells in the development of the vaccinations. All right, our next myth is that I can't get the COVID-19 vaccine because I am allergic to eggs. This myth is very common, and it occurs because some vaccines, such as certain brands of the flu vaccine, are manufactured using egg-based technologies and may contain trace amounts of egg proteins. This is fortunately not a concern for any of the COVID-19 vaccinations because they do not contain eggs, and eggs were not used in the development. So this is not a concern for people with egg allergies. So the next myth is that COVID-19 vaccines must be stored at extremely low temperatures because of preservatives. This is not true. All COVID-19 vaccines have reported that they do not contain preservatives. The ingredients of the COVID-19 vaccine, and you can clearly look these up on the websites of the companies or the CDC website. Moderna and Pfizer use the mRNA technology that Sam discussed, and the Johnson & Johnson company uses a viral vector that is incapable of replication. Nanolipids, or tiny fat molecules, are also used in the vaccine. These are the ingredients that may have long and intimidating names, but lipids are present throughout your entire body, and these ingredients are not dangerous. The lipids are used to protect the mRNA and allow the vaccine to distribute into your body so that it is effective. Salts, sugars, and acids are also used in the vaccine, and these just maintain the stability of the vaccine after it's produced. And again, the vaccine does not contain eggs, preservatives, fetal tissues, or latex. So if these are issues for you, the vaccine is safe for you to receive. The next myth is also from social media. It is called the magnet test. This is when someone who has recently gotten the COVID-19 vaccine puts a magnet up to the injection site and has the magnet stick. This test is a trick. All COVID-19 vaccines are free of metals such as iron, nickel, cobalt, and lithium. They are also free of any manufactured magnetic products. Magnets can be made to stick to the skin easily through tape, glue, or other measures. This is not a difficult trick to pull off, which is one of the reasons why it's so widespread and so many people have done it. The amount of metal needed to attract a magnet is too large to fit in the needle that is used to give the COVID-19 vaccine. Furthermore, the dose of the COVID-19 vaccine is very small. It is less than a milliliter, which is not large enough to allow magnets to be attracted to the vaccination site, even if the vaccine were filled with metals. So the magnet test is just a hoax. The next myth is that the COVID-19 vaccine will shed its components. Viral shedding is the process of releasing viral particles outside of the body from a vaccine and hypothetically creates a risk of infection to others. The only way that this could occur is with a live virus. This is actually impossible with a COVID-19 vaccine because it does not contain a live or active virus. Since vaccine components are not shed, it is also impossible for the components to accumulate in the body's tissues or organs. One of the main arguments towards the COVID-19 vaccine causing fertility issues is that the vaccine could accumulate in the ovaries. Since the vaccine cannot shed its components, this is impossible to occur. And the last myth that I will be discussing is that I can't get the COVID-19 vaccine because I want to get pregnant. As I mentioned in the previous slide, this is not possible. Fertility issues are not possible with the COVID-19 vaccine. There is no evidence that the COVID-19 vaccine causes any problems with fertility. There's actually no evidence of fertility issues with any vaccine. It is safe to get the COVID-19 vaccine if you are trying to become pregnant or if you wish to become pregnant in the future.
Alrighty, and as we wrap up our presentation for today, I just wanted to thank you all for watching and participating in our efforts to educate and express something that we are very, very passionate about. Of course, we encourage you to get vaccinated. I just wanted to also encourage you to take advantage of all the amazing resources you guys have available to you. So below I listed some amazing sites where there is a lot of information. And then the Cincinnati Public Library also has so many amazing resources available to you guys on their website at cincinnatilibrary.org. One of them being the vaccine information page, which you can find at cincinnatilibrary.org/services/vaccine. And here you will find information regarding the COVID-19 vaccines, where to get the vaccine, how to schedule an appointment, as well as information on where to get tested if you need it. So please make sure to definitely check it out and take advantage while you can. So thanks so much, and I appreciate your guys' time.
We want to say a big thank you to Samantha Savard and of course Kiana Mullins for providing some wonderful information about debunking the COVID-19 vaccine myths that are out there. There are just some wonderful doctorate students with the university's School of Pharmacy. So there's some other ways besides getting a vaccine, and I would really encourage everyone to get their vaccine. But we are also partnering with Hawksworth Blood Center throughout the month of August. And we have two, we already had one, a blood drive at Main Library last week. And on Friday, we're going to be at the Sims Township branch. And then on Saturday, we're going to be at the Loveland branch. So you can come out and support support your community in a different way by donating blood. I'll provide a link so then you can make an appointment before you come, all right? And then the 41st annual used book sale with the Anderson Township Association is going to be at Burger Farm and Garden Center, and that's this Saturday from 9 to 4. So you can stock up on some used books that are gently used but still in good reading condition, and then of course CDs and also DVDs as well. So definitely check that out. The next several Lunch and Learns are going to center around for educators. So if you know an educator, we're going to just remind everyone about the wonderful resources and services that we provide at the Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library. So if you know an educator, make sure you let them know about next week's Lunch and Learn, because we're going to do several of those as well. So everyone have a wonderful weekend and get out to the donate blood or go to the used book sale. All right, have a good day. Bye.